What's up, guys? New video blog here on a question that I think a lot of people struggle with. It comes from Marcus from Florida, and he says, "Dear Steve, I really like what you're doing. I've been following you on rowefitness.com for a while now and all your social media platforms. I really like what you're doing. You're a big inspiration to motivate me to get back in the gym. My question is about diet. I've tried a lot of diets. I've seen some that work and some that don't work. Do you have any tips on what diets that people should stick with?" Well, Marcus, it's a really good question. I really think you've said that you've done some diets here and there. You've seen that what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Like, that's the biggest issue that a lot of people have. People want to go on a certain diet that's going to give them results right away. And it's really not about that. Well, it's about starting a diet, yes, and if the diet doesn't work, then you have to try something else. So you've done a lot of the work already. When you try a diet and you've seen how your body responds to it, that's a huge step. You already figured it out. You already figured out, I know that my body responds to carbohydrates this certain way, or I know that my body responds to a certain amount of protein or a certain amount of fat this way. When you figure all that kind of stuff out, it makes it a lot easier to make your own diets. I know that my body responds to carbohydrates a lot better than it does to lots of fats. So when I make my diets, I know that I need more carbohydrates, less fats, or vice versa, I might want more fats and less carbohydrates. So it really all depends on what you've tried already, what you know that your body responds to, because once you know something, it makes it a lot easier. That goes with anything. If you know the result to a test, then you would know what to change, when you're studying or anything like that, if you put it that way. So when you know how your body say that you want your body weight in protein and you want double your body weight in carbohydrates, well, if I know that my body doesn't respond, I don't digest carbohydrates that well, then I don't want that many carbohydrates. Maybe I want half of that carbohydrates and I want more fats because my body responds more to fats than it does to carbohydrates. So what I suggest that a lot of people do, I suggest that you go on a diet, and protein's what you need. Protein makes up our hair, skin, our nails, our muscles, rebuilds muscle fibers, all that kind of stuff. So you need the protein in your diet. It's the most nutrient dense thing instead of fat, carbohydrates, anything like that. Although when you come down to it, when you're really trying to figure things out, you have 9 calories per gram of fat. You have 4 calories per gram of protein and 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. So that's what you want to do. If you're going to base your diet on calories, that's what you want to look for. If I want a 2,000 calorie diet, I want to make sure that I'm getting fats, carbs, and proteins in there, and then you can measure it all out by using that formula. 9 per fat, 4 carbs, 4 protein. So you figure out something like that. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get the same amount of protein or same amount of fats and same amount of carbohydrates because you're going to get more calories in the fats. So what you really want to do is take a diet that has more carbohydrates than fats. So that's what, for like a month or so. And then once you do that diet at the end of the month, during that month, be conscious of, okay, I'm taking in more carbohydrates than fats, and this is what my body's doing. The next month, take in more fats than carbohydrates, and then realize that, I'm taking in more fats right now. This is how my body's responding to fat. So do I want it this way or do I want it this way? Do I want more carbs? Do I want more protein or more fats? And then on that third month, you can be like, okay, well, this worked for me. I took in more carbs. I did this, I did that. I like the way my body responded to this diet. I'm going to switch it up and go back to this diet. And I'm going to, figure out, okay, so I want less fat, I want more carbs, or I want more fat, less carbs. Same amount of protein, more protein, less protein. So you have to switch it up. Take 2 months go on a certain diet for a month with higher carbs or whatever, higher fats, then the next month you go on higher carbs or higher fats, whatever you didn't do last month. And then figure out what your body responded to the best. If you want to gain weight, if you want to lose weight. Figure that out. Keep your workout routines the same. Not exactly the same. Don't do the same thing every day. But do, switch it up. Or what I mean by that is do a certain amount of cardio, a certain amount of weight training for that month, for those 2 months on the same diet. Then you'll be able to figure out in that third month, all right, my body responded to this, workouts, these, diets, stuff like that. So you just have to try it. And back to your point, Marcus, is you've tried these things already. You've tried certain diets. I hope that you realized what you were doing during that diet that worked for you that you can implement into the next when you're trying to make your diet. All right? So that's little tips, guys. Take a couple months, figure out what works for you. Be conscious of what food you're taking in. Be conscious of how your body's responding to it. Once you figure all that out, then you can go forth, make your diet, and you'll see results that way. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Marcus, for the email. We'll see you next time.